am ashamed.
I see that you are ashamed.
I ask your forgiveness for my ugly words.
I am old. I've learned something. You're forgiven.
Sometimes I think I'm not fit to be a priest. I could tell.
It is no matter. You told me you were a weak and selfish man, but God put his hand on you. It is true, it seems.
You comfort me.
In that clip from the 1951 film version of Cry, the Beloved Country, MC Mangu on the right tells Stephen Kumalo on the left that he is ashamed to call himself a priest. Kumalo is a priest from a rural village, and MC Mangu is a priest in the big city of Johannesburg. This is where Kumalo has come to look for his lost son, Absalom, and his lost daughter, Gertrude. And MC Mangu helps Kumalo in the search. And nearly every single time that Kumalo thanks MC Mangu for his help, MC Mangu will reply. He'll say, Kumalo, I am not a good man. All that I can say is that the Lord has put his hand on me. He never explicitly says what he's ashamed of, but throughout the book he hints that there is something, or there are things that he could tell. The book is set in pre-apartheid South Africa, and it depicts this rising tension and this cultural breakage that would lead to this reign of fear that lasted really from 1948 when the book was published all the way to around 1993. It's a beautiful book. There's so much I would love to say about it. But what led to this song was that line where MC Mangu tells Kumalo that he's not a good man. Kumalo's life is crumbling and tumbling into this just chaos of sorrow over his lost children.
It is foolish to fear this one thing in this great city, with its thousands and thousands of people.
It is not a question of wisdom and foolishness. It's just fear. Fear.
My brother, come and pray.
There is no prayer left in me.
MC Mangu says that the only reason he is a priest is because of this mystery of God's grace. And so they comfort each other, but they don't comfort each other with their strengths or their ability to understand or fix the situation. They comfort each other with a confession of their own weakness and a reminder of this mysterious grace that both grips them and sustains them together. So that's the chorus and really the second verse. The first verse is actually from a different book. It's from a book by Frederick Buechner called Godric. And Godric is a telling of the life of a medieval saint. Actually, it's very much about how unsaintly Godric really was. Somehow over the course of the story, I found myself admiring Godric's devotion and at the same time uncomfortably identifying with his kind of disgusting depravity. The book is very honest about both. And in the end, what becomes clearer and clearer is the cross of Jesus and the grace of God as being the only thing that can make us clean. So at one point, there are pilgrims, and the pilgrims are traveling to go meet the now famous and elderly Godric. They want to touch him and be blessed. And Godric is kind of repulsed by this idea. And sometimes he'll get in a rage and he'll chase the pilgrims away. And sometimes he'll let them come. And I want to read this paragraph about the pilgrims who come to be blessed. He says, to touch me and to feel my touch, they come. To take at my hands whatever of Christ or comfort such hands have. Of their own my hands have nothing, nothing more than any man's, unless now, at this tottering lame-wit age of mine, when most of what I ever had is more than mostly spent. But, and this is what I love, but it's as if my hands are gloves, and in them other hands than mine, and those the ones that folks appear with roots of straw to seek. It's holiness they hunger for. And if by some mad grace it's mine to give, if I have a holy hand inside my hand to touch them with, I'll touch them day and night. Sweet Christ, what other use are idle hermits for? So there it is again, this mad grace, as Godric calls it. And I think it's the same mysterious grace that Msimengu says is God's hand on him who is not a good man. It is a mad, mysterious, kind of crazy grace that has been poured out at the cross. Scripture says it is the foolishness of God that has saved us. It is a strange, bizarre, foolish love that keeps knocking on our door even after we have shut out every good thing. Msimengu is a priest who is not a good man, yet still he is an instrument of healing and help and comfort to a father who has lost his children. And Godric is a saint who is not very saintly, yet hidden in his hands are the hands of Christ. And these are the hands that by grace and in spite of us, they give blessing to the world.
One thing is about to be finished. But here is something that is only begun. And while I live, it will continue.
Kumsan, do not go before I have thanked you for all the things you have done. For
I knew a man who was in darkness till you found him.
all the white men I have ever known.
I am no saintly man.
Of that I cannot speak. But God put his hands on you.
It may be. It may be. From this go well, and this night stay well.
Go well. Go well.
Kumalo, I am not a good man. Kumalo, I am not a good man. Kumalo, it's only that the Lord has shown me. Kumalo, Kumalo, I am not a good man. I'm not a good man, what can I say? Only that the Lord has shown me grace.